Hello and welcome back everyone, this is Allura SC back at you with another Fortnite tutorial video. In today's video we will be covering the Pit Amplifier, which were very hotly requested by you guys. I think a lot of you guys have been very curious as to how this Pit Amplifier is being built. I know this video has been taking a little while to come out, but now that I'm actually very happy with how the build is coming out, I think we can go ahead and showcase this particular build to you guys. So first and foremost, let me go ahead and do a huge shout out to Sanekya as well as Robs as well as the Ascension team guild builders, who have been helping me out with this build. Very helpful, and this build could not have been done without them. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and hit into the overview. So first and foremost, we'll be using this particular bridge over here. What we'll be going to be doing is we're going to be walling off all of the husks from every single direction coming from that side over there. We'll be blocking them all off entirely and making them all come from that one particular bridge right here and sending them into the lava. Alright, so that's the primary purpose. As they come down over here, then they are being sent down here step by step and letting them go down towards the amplifier right down below over there. Okay, as we can see over here as well, the amplifier itself is also quite well covered up. Alright, so mostly a lot of block-offs. We will be going through the same format once again: husk pathing, followed by block-offs, followed by lava balls. Alright, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so as we head over really quickly, we can go ahead and notice first and foremost that most of the husk spawns will be coming in from this portion right here. Yeah, so the spawns are going to be coming in mostly from this particular area here, that area there, as well as some of them might be coming somewhere from about there as well. Okay, so as we are going to notice right here already, as all of the husks are coming from here, since this is the furthest spot, let's go ahead and cover how this area here goes. So this entire area down here we have actually gone ahead and blocked off, so all of these husks are actually going to be pathing by this way. They're going to be going up this particular ramp as well. For the ones that spawned in here, they're all going to be pathed upwards and moving up towards this area down here. Okay, so all of them are going to be walking up this way and going to be moving on towards this direction over here, and they will be walking along this entire stretch right here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles across over there. And for the ones that come in from this particular side over here, they will in fact be walking straight towards this particular area here. That area there has been blocked off, so no reason for them to go forwards in that area. So they're just going to walk up over here, turn their path over here, and then over this particular portion right here, you will see that we in fact have all of these ceilings turned up, and they are all going to be sent into the lava or rotated down below to that area over there. Alright, so they're going to be walking along this path over here. We have 1 tile, 2 tiles, 3 tiles, 4 tiles, 5 tiles, 6 tiles across, and then after that we're going to be dropping them down 1 tile, dropping them another 1 more tile here, dropping down 2 tiles over here, dropping down 1 more tile over here, and last and not least, they'll be dropping down 1 last tile over here, and this will be the roof of our particular amplifier. Okay, so with this out of the way, guys, this is basically going to be the husk pathing. All of the husks will be pathed along this entire stretch right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the actual trapping itself now. Alright, so in terms of the trapping wise, you will notice that we in fact will be having all of the standard wall launchers. These ones are 3 impact wall launchers. However, for this particular area down here, you will notice the number of tiles right here will be 1, 2, and 3. So for these 2 wall launchers over here, we have in fact gone ahead and placed 4 impact wall launchers. These ones, you kind of want to scoot them off to the edge over here, and some of them will be sending down into the bottom over here, which gives it much more value than having them scooting off onto the edge over here and staying over here. Don't really want that. Okay, so 4 impact, 4 impact. This one over here is 3 impact. This one over here, you can go ahead and stick a 3 impact or a 5 impact wall floor launcher over here. 3 impact kind of only gets them to this part over here, but for me, I think I've gone ahead and placed ourselves a 5 impact over here, and this is going to send them all the way out across over there. Okay, So other than that, this one over here is going to be another 3 impact wall launcher, and this one over here is going to be a 4 impact wall launcher right here on this one. Okay, and on this side over here, we have 4 and 4 impact wall launchers, and this is supposed to send them across to this side over there. Kind of like a little rotating system, if you will. Alright, gas trap perks as usual, just going to be going with the double critical rating, double critical damage for the ones on the inside over here. And for the ones towards the outside over here, we can go ahead and stick some of these crit rating with single reload, right? Double crit rating with single reload, or you can go ahead with single crit rating with double crit damage, your preference. Okay, yeah, all right. So once again, we have slowing spike here, slowing spike over here, floor launcher over here, spike here, and then across down here we have another spike. Okay. And then across down here, we have gone ahead and built ourselves a, what you call that, gas trap ceilings over here. And this part over here, we're gone ahead and walled it off. Slowing spike right at the start over here. This wall launcher over here is a special wall launcher. This one is in fact a 5 impact health wall launcher right here. And this one is supposed to go ahead and increase the health of the wall. There should be no husk that is coming down here unless you have some weird phasing going on, which is a rarity. Alright, so other than that, 4 impact over here has already been mentioned. Let's go ahead and go to this particular area right here. So what do we have on this one? I have a 3 impact floor launcher over here, and this is going to send them down into the lava. I don't want them scooting off too far because they might end up on the ledge right there, and that will be not as good as sending them into the lava. So 3 impact over here with higher, if it has a higher, what they call that, reload speed. Okay, so on this side over here, we have 3 impact wall launchers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3 impact wall launchers. And on the floors, we have 4 impact floor launchers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and this basically concludes the trapping for the bridge itself. Not many other traps going on anywhere else. Alright. So this will form the main pathing for the husks. This particular setup right here is going to be more than sufficient in terms of having husks with 4 times players. Okay, even with 4 times players and you doing it solo, it is more than sufficient. So you can solo this, you know, by yourself, and this will be a good defense still. I'll show you guys the clip later on. Alright, so that's all the traps done. Let's go ahead and now talk about how the block offs are being done. Right, so block offs over here, you'll notice that with reference to this particular ramp over here, this is where the ramp is. Alright, so on to the first tile, the ramp over here. First and foremost, you want to go ahead and place these upturned floor pieces. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 upturned floor pieces right here. Okay, so these floor pieces mainly is to make sure that this particular lava ball that lands right here is going to be staying here. Okay, and it's also going to help contribute a little bit resistance for the husk to make sure that the husk do not in fact try to punch through here. So as you can see, this is where the lava ball is indeed falling. It is going to be this area right here, a 2x2. Alright, so for this particular area here, we also want this flat block off over here onto this little ramp. Alright, 1 flat block off over here as well as a wall right here. Alright, and then moving forwards over here, we now have 1, 2, 3, and 4 walls over here. Alright, and we also will have ourselves 2 of these block offs right here as well. I don't know why we have people joining in on us. Let's go ahead and do that really quickly. Set this to away. Fantastic. Alright, so moving on, let me go ahead and say as well, this particular tile, we also want to make sure that it is going to be a floor piece. Alright, 1 floor piece over here, and this one is also going to be what you would call a lava ball holder. Same thing underneath over here as well. You want to make sure that this particular piece over here is also a flat piece right here. So 2 flat pieces right here, and these are going to be what you would like to call the lava ball holders. Alright, behind the 2 lava ball holders, you can go ahead and see as well that we have these 2 walls right here, 2 walls right here as well, and then we have 1 wall, 2 walls, and 3 walls across that side over there. Alright, and behind these walls, we want to make sure that we use upturned floor pieces, 1, 2, and 3 of these upturned anti-smasher floors. Alright. Now, for these traps over here, these ones I've placed mostly as a safety precaution. Alright, you can put them if you want to, you can choose not to put them if you want to, but I've gone ahead and chosen to do so. These ones are my 5 times impact health wall launchers. You can stick whatever you want in there as long as they give your health, your walls health. That will help increase the amount of resistance on these walls over here to make sure that husks do not come through here. Alright, because the purpose of these block offs is really making sure that all of the husks go exactly as we want them to, and if they do that, you basically win. Very nice and easy. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3 across over there, and behind that over here we want to have anti-smasher floor number 1, anti-smasher floor number 2, anti-smasher floor number 3, and anti-smasher floor number 4, all the way across right there, all diagonals pointing in that direction. Same thing over here, we want the triangular pyramid piece, 1 over here, and then upturn pieces 1, 2, and 3 going across as well. Wall pieces across here as well, and we have 2, 3, okay, all the way here, 3 of these walls right here to connect across down here. This wall over here, not really needed, not necessary. Alright, so beyond this, okay, right here, what do we have? We have another triangle piece over here, 2, 3, all of this is just an upturned walls, and all of this is going to form the blockade. Alright, so right here, walls, walls, and walls, and this part over here is where it gets a little bit different. Alright, this is where you have a cone and you have a floor piece underneath over here. Let me go ahead and show it to you guys underneath. Floor piece underneath over there. Alright, and followed by wall over here, and wall over here as well. Behind this, we want to have another cone over here, so that's 2 little cones with all the walls around and accompanying floor piece underneath over there. For this one, you want to have an upturned pyramid piece with anti-smasher floors, as well as all of these walls over here. Okay, and so with that area being done, let me go ahead and highlight to you guys what this part over here looks like. It is going to be an upturned pyramid piece followed by 2 of these walls over here. Beneath this part over here, I don't believe we actually have it upturned. It is going to be a flat floor piece over here as well. Okay, and that's basically going to be it for this layer up here. Let me also go ahead and highlight what do we have going on this part. So we have gone ahead and placed a wall launcher over here, followed by 2 of these metal walls right here. This is going to be serving 2 purposes. One of them is going to be for our ridge side over there, and for the second purpose is also to help provide additional resistance onto this right side over here to make sure that husks do not try to punch through all the way up here and try to fall down from this upper part down here. Alright, so that's what all of these walls over here are for. Okay, so moving on, let's take a look and see what do we have going on behind over here as well. So falling down over here using this particular archway as your point of reference, you'll notice that we have 1, 2, and 3 of these walls over here. Alright, so 1 empty box over here, 2 empty boxes over here, 3 empty boxes, and 4 empty boxes over here. But this one over here does have 1 upturned floor tile right there. Okay, so all of these pieces over here are primarily also to help reinforce this ridge side, or this particular edge over here, to make sure that husks do not punch through and come down on this side over here. Alright, so with that out of the way, let me just go ahead and continue. This area here I think is basically done. Covered. All of this has been covered. Okay, fantastic. Anything else down below that we missed out? Not really. Okay, that part over there is the amp build. I'll go over it later. Okay, so onto this portion right here. So we've basically covered for this one spawn over here. Alright, and with this particular block off built properly, all of them will be walking towards that upper side over there. Let's go ahead and talk about this little ramp over here. How are we going to deal with this incline? Okay, so first and foremost, let's go ahead and start out with a upturned floor piece right here, and a wall darts over here with increased health. We have over here upturned pyramid piece, and a wall launcher over here with increased health as well. Alright, behind this, we have 1 wall over here, as you can see, 1 of these metal walls over here, tier 3. Alright, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 3 across right here, and the 4th wall is right here. This will be basically forming your entire block off right here. So 1, 2, and 3 across. Alright, and then with the 3 across over there, we now have 1, 2, and 3 upturned floor pieces right here as well, and that is going to form your first layer. Alright, so behind this, let's go ahead and show you guys as well what do we have going on over here. We have this wall wall, 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 as well as this over here upturned floor piece. This is going to be the starting of the second layer. This area here, you don't really need to add much else. It doesn't really do anything for you. All right, so behind that area down here, we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, and 3 over here, and beyond these things underneath, we have also the upturned half floors. All right, so what else do we have going on over here? Over here, we do actually have what do you call that, upturned pyramid piece, as well as these walls over here. Alright, and behind that also we have the full square as well going on. So you'll notice over here what exactly is happening. Alright, we have actually placed ourselves a wooden floor spikes with increased health on this particular floor piece right here. Alright, this is primarily during a period of time where I was trying to increase the amount of resistance to make sure that that one particular floor down here, you notice that this area down here, I've been having a lot of issues with this area here, but ever since I placed some of those health increasing traps, this has since gone away. So what we're going to do is, this one tile over here is very, very susceptible to punching. Alright, sometimes, you know, when you get smashes and stuff, they kind of get nasty, you know, they'll end up getting stuck over here and they'll start punching through over here, then all kinds of bad things happen. So what we have over here are 2 sets of wall and floor launchers to make sure that nothing over here is staying around, and making sure that you're constantly launching them out and away. Alright, and behind this tile over here, that was why we also have the additional floor spike going on beneath over here to also increase the health, to make sure that they do not in fact want to try to punch through there. Okay, so if these 2 are out of the way as well, let's go ahead and go on to the last layer, the third layer over here. Alright, so the third layer over here, we in fact have upturned pyramid pieces, 1, 2, and 3 across. Alright, accompanying floor tiles with the upturned half floors as well behind this. Alright, so behind this as well, we have the last and final layer. This one over here has wall number 1, floor, wall, upturned pyramid piece with accompanying floor underneath. Let me go ahead and show you guys. No accompanying floor, sorry. Alright, so there's upturned pyramid piece over here, floor over there, wall over here, floor over here, and wall over here. Alright, so this particular area built in such a manner will basically give you the ability to have husks not come through over here. They will not want to punch through over here. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what else do we have to talk about. So over here we have this floor launcher, and this floor launcher is basically just going to be having these accompanying walls up here to make sure that the husks are actually going to be sent out and away onto this area right here, and that's going to rotate them. Alright, quite straightforward. These walls are basically to make sure that the husks do not somehow end up on top of this roof over here. I've had this issue before. You don't want it happening, so you want to make sure that you place all these walls over here to make sure that the husks do not try to bounce their way onto the roof over here and cause you all kinds of issues. Okay, so if you built your base or your wall lofts as such, right, you wouldn't actually have to worry too much about lobbers, because the lobbers won't in fact try to lob from here. It's too far away, too much distance. Okay, so as long as you have all these over here, you'll be fine and dandy. All right, not much that you do else over here. Okay, so other than that, let's go ahead and see over here what else do we have for block off. Specifically, I need to talk about this area right here. So upturned floor piece right here, 1 piece, okay, with the health increase wall launcher over there. Now behind this piece over here, what do we have going on? We have a half turn floor, 1 wall, and 2 half turn floors over here as well, with accompanying walls behind that. Okay, going on to the next layer, we have a wall over here, followed by upturned pyramid pieces and also upturned floor piece as well, half floor. Alright, 2 more walls behind. And then behind this, we also have 1 wall, 2 walls up here, and this is going to be this little ledge over here with that point over there as reference. This one over here is that little tiny cave entrance over there. Okay, so we have the 2 walls over here. That's done. And let's go ahead and show this area right here. What have we done? Okay, so there's another elevated platform over here as well. We have 1 wall, 2 walls, 3 walls, as well as a half floor over there below. Alright, this part over here is going to drop 1 more tile. So in that 1 tile drop, you can see that we have a half tile over here, 1 tile, plop, right here, half tile, and 1 wall over here. Okay, beyond this, we have a wall over there, and 2 of these half-turn floors over here. Alright, behind that we have 1 wall, 2 walls, 3 and 4. So 2 empty boxes over here. 2 empty boxes over here, there's no wall over here. Alright, and this is going to be all the way across here. And beyond this area here, it is going to be a fall off. Now, before I go ahead and show the rest of you guys why as in like this whole thing, I want to kind of give you guys an explanation as to the reason why we're building this like such and why this wall off works. So first and foremost, I'd like to go ahead and tell you guys that in terms of how the Hus idea or their AI as we currently understand it, they do not like tall fall-offs, right? They do not like to fall like 4 tiles, 5 tiles, it's terrible for them. So what we've gone ahead and done is that by adding all of these additional floor pieces on this sides over here and making it reinforced in such a manner, it really kind of messes with their AI to help them think that they have to go through a really unfavorable pathing to try and snap through this little shortcut over here and fall into the amp right there. And with all of these block offs over here, this is the reason why they refuse to try and go for that 6 tile drop off or that 7 tile drop off from up there and fall down onto the amplifier over there. This is why this extremely greedy placement of traps is actually working. Okay, so yeah, we were up to this particular block off over here. So let's go ahead and tell you guys how this little area here, this bridge over here, how exactly does it work. Okay, so point of reference over here, this will be your empty tile. You want to make sure that you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 tiles across over here. So you use this particular tile as your reference point on this edge right here, and this is going to be where the little what do you call that cave tiny entrance is going to be from. Okay, so beyond this, okay, I think this is basically going to be it. You have all of your upturned pieces right here to make sure that your lobbers don't cause you any issues. Block offs over here have already been explained. I think we're good to go on that area. So beyond this particular stair over here, let me just go ahead and highlight to you guys what we have else going. I have a wall over here, floor launcher over here, floor and wall. This is forming your steps. Floor, wall. Alright. 1 more floor, so there's 2 floors. Wall over here, floor over here. Last but not least, onto your amplifier build. Okay, so in terms of the amplifier, what we've gone ahead and done is we've gone ahead and sealed this entire amplifier up, but I intentionally left these tiles on here open. Now, why did I leave these open? For the simple reason that if you have these tiles over here, you're basically going to be encouraging them to have to think, their AI is going to think that, hey, this is 1 less tile that I get to drop. Alright, so with all of these tiles left open like this, it merely makes the Hus think that they have to fall down 1 additional tile, and that's going to make their AI a lot less likely to want to come through here. Okay, so we want to go ahead and build it as follows. Just build all the outer edges on this side over here. This area in the middle over the direct amp, you don't have to worry about capping it off because they can't actually come through and drop onto this middle area here. So this one is fine to block it off. Alright, upturn pieces over here. All of these is basically just for delay and to also make sure that the lobbers do not go crazy. You want to make sure that you have things around your amp so that the lobbers don't actually go cray-cray during the wave itself. Alright, and it's also going to help you buy yourself some time when the bosses come down over here, and this is going to allow them to just keep tapping and run around in little circles over here and just waste time. Alright, so one little secret tactic that we have going on over here as well is, as a last line of defense, if all of these blocks over here get somehow punched away, let's say there's a really bad thing that happened. All 4 bosses come down over here and they manage to punch away all of your walls right here. Okay, so as you notice that your amplifier is getting very shrunk down on the number of walls protecting it, what I would like for you guys to do is to do this right here. Slap down 1 floor here and slap down 1 floor over here. Why? Because once all of these walls over here have been punched out by the bosses, what's going to happen is that we are going to place 1 last metal wall over here and this little hidden geyser over here. What happens when all of these walls are broken? The bosses will start to walk over to here and try to punch out this wall. And when that happens, they are going to hit the geyser. Now, where we place those floor pieces over there, that is going to cause the bosses to continuously bounce. Alright, you'll see over here that I am just going to be bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down. And when all the bosses try to come to this area here to punch that 1 wall over there, that's what's going to happen. They're going to bounce up and down on this geyser, and that floor piece up there is going to make sure that they keep contained within that area right there. Because if you do not place these over here, sometimes what's going to happen is that the bosses are going to fly upwards and end up on the ridges over there, and it's going to cause you issues. So you don't want that. Seal it off over here, and that's going to be a very easy AFK-able defense. Alright, did I mention that? No, I have not mentioned that, have I? This particular defense over here is basically AFK-able. Meaning, you can run around, you can dance and stuff like that, and you will probably still be alright. I will show you guys a video clip later of how I have been doing this solo against a 4-player difficulty Husks. And I still managed to pass it even though I did a lot of silly things to try and screw up the defense. Okay, so one last final thing that I'm quite happy to mention also is that for this particular defense over here, some of you guys might be thinking to yourself, Allura, sometimes we get what we call flingers. When flingers are inside lava, after a while they can actually start flinging skulls. Right, and if they start flinging skulls, they will be able to damage your amplifier. So, if you have built the defense exactly as we have shown it, all the block-offs exactly as such, right? That's one final thing that I want you guys to do. Okay, so over here, alright, right over here, using this point over here as reference, we have 1 little wooden tile placed over here. Alright, 1 little wooden tile placed over here, and we are going to have 1 metal wall over here with an accompanying pyramid piece up here. What exactly is this for? Alright, so this area here is built in such a particular manner because if there are going to be flingers coming into the defense, right, they are not actually going to walk up onto this ramp area here. To them, they are thinking to themselves that this is such a nasty way for them to go through. They would rather go through a area which is allowing them to fling very nicely. So what is going to happen is that if you build it in this particular manner, all of your flingers are going to walk this bridge over here. They're going to walk this exact path that I'm tracing out for you guys right here. They're going to walk all the way across over here, all the way here, and then they are going to fall down over here, get stuck over here, and they're going to despawn. Now, why is that the case? From what I have learned, basically the Husk Flinger AI is believing that on this very edge right here, they are able to stand down here and fling into the base. However, more often than not, they are not going to be able to do so because they keep falling down. And when they fall down, their next best option is to try to come here. But because this is a tier 3 wall, they won't attempt to punch through that. They will get stuck here. And because they are stuck after a while, they will in fact despawn. Alright? So if you guys are wanting to mess around with the Husk AI a little bit, you will actually notice when the flingers are walking over here, as they are crossing the bridge over there towards that side over here, you can actually see that once you do something like this and edit the tile over here, that will actually force them to walk all the way backwards onto the bridge up there. So you kind of can actually play a little merry-go-round with them if you so chose to, if you're bored. But usually what I do is just let them come here and then fall down over there. sometimes on a very rare occasion, this is like a little very rare occasion, like a 1% chance, right? They will actually find that tiny sweet spot, like they will manage to stand right over here on this edge and they will be able to toss. If this happens, simply stand up here. Alright, if you notice that they're starting to trying to fling, let's go ahead and bring out your rocket launcher, boom, shoot them down. Alright, shoot them down onto that area over there, or in fact just stand down here and kill them. Alright, it's kind of up to you what you want to do, but as long as they're not flinging, that's fine. But if they start flinging, just take care of them by shooting them. That's the only thing, 1% chance that they will do something silly like that. Okay, so the reason why I want them to come to this tile over here, not just for them to despawn and go through the long route, is because what I've noticed before I did that particular solution is that they would come by the bridge, and when they came by the bridge, they would be sent down into the lava over there. And because flingers do not get killed by lava, what's going to happen is that they will stand in the lava area down here and start flinging into your base. Right? Some of you guys might say, you know, that has not happened for you, but it is quite a 50-50 chance, and that's not a chance that I want to take, because I've had multiple times previously before I came up with this solution. They would just congregate around this area here, and after a while they will start flinging skulls, and when they start flinging skulls, your base will get destroyed. Not good. Okay, so that's, I think, the last and final touch for the wall-offs. Let me go ahead and now mention to you guys for the lava ball. Alright, so the lava ball over here, you can actually manipulate it in a number of ways. The way that I have gone ahead and kept it is right here. Okay, and this is also possible for the lava ball to actually land on this inner area right here, and it's also possible to land the lava ball in this corner edge over here. Alright, if you want to land them towards the inside over here, I would not recommend it because it's going to make a wall off very difficult. If you want to put them in the corner over here, you can. This is going to be the next viable lava ball positioning that I would probably recommend, but for you to do so, it's going to require a little bit more knowledge about how to place some of these tiles over here. Some of these over here have to be turned into flat floor pieces instead to keep the ball over there. But if you go ahead and build it exactly as we have, you don't actually even have to worry about how it's coming through here. You don't need any additional block offs over here because the husk won't even come here in the first place. It will be safe. Alright, so this basically concludes our little tutorial. To round it off, let me just go ahead and show you guys a little clip of how this defense actually works from my point of view. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into that right now. Here we go. Okay, so this, as you can see, is wave 30. I am playing in a 4-player difficulty, meaning I had 3 other players join in on me to increase the husk power level, and then having them leave afterwards so that I will be playing solo versus all of them, so that my tech and my offense and all of my stats are not going to be boosted. So you'll notice right now what exactly I am doing is that on this final wave, yes, there are going to be meteor rocks. So what I'm going to do right now is to be doing a little safeguard precaution. I'm adding another layer of walls up there to help to block some of the potential meteorite rocks that are falling down from that particular area right there. As you can see also in some of the previous waves, I did have a little bit of wall scuffage on the other portion near that little hill over there. So I just went ahead and replaced some of the walls over there with stone bricks. Okay. So over here we can see already that we do in fact have all the bosses spawning in, power level 332 husk. See all those numbers going off, all the gas traps are going to work. And you can see already that some of the bosses now are actually going to be making their way towards the stairs. They are falling down the stairs. Alright. One of the little hustlings was in fact following one of the bosses over there, so it did touch me. But doesn't really matter. Something that you can also note is that sometimes some of the bosses, they have smoke screens, they have some kind of protection aura around them. If the hustling or the husk is actually sticking right next to them, sometimes they'll actually be able to, gain protection from them. Okay, so right now you notice that there are going to be little lava balls or rocks going to be falling from the sky already, and it's going to hurt our base. Alright, I just gone ahead and changed my weapons a little bit. The bosses have gone ahead and fall down. So right there, you'll see that that large meteor rock welded hit and blew up that wall off over there. Even with that gone, right, all of the husks are still actually walking into the funnel over there, and it's all fine and dandy. And you will notice that I'm not really doing very much right now. I'm just staring at the screen, you know, hanging out on the chat a little bit, just looking around, you know, skip forwards a little bit. I have not actually shot any of these lava rocks. So remember what I told you guys about this little geyser over here? While I was busy, you know, doing silly things like dying to hustlings and stuff like that, I completely forgot about the geyser opening hole over there, and I allowed the bosses to get shot up onto this ridge over here, which is not very good, which is why I'm trying to warn you guys, please do cover that cap over there to make sure that the bosses do not go up there. So you will now notice that if you leave the geyser open, what's going to happen is they're going to end up on the ridge, and they're actually going to end up on that second layer over there and punch out your block offs, okay? So you might be thinking to yourself, oh, now it's going to be bad, right? What's going to happen now? But with how strong this defense is being, even with the bosses up there, the block off is still strong enough to ensure that the husks do not in fact come from that side over there. See, I've not actually shot a single meteor rock. The bosses have now actually gone ahead and punched out most of my walls around the amp right there. Okay, and you can see all of the husks, really, they just keep on going onto that bridge over there. No issues whatsoever. Alright, and then to round things off, you will notice that before the very end of the defense, okay, all of the bosses, as I managed to cap off the thing, are just going to be standing up here and just bouncing up and down. Okay, and as you can see, I was not firing a single gunshot during this entire defense. I was just running around, you know, and looking at things and maybe building a little bit. Alright, so do make sure also that as far as possible, you guys try to stand on this area here where I'm standing. You can actually go down beneath as well, it's also okay. But the one place that you do not want to go, alright, is to please do not go, okay, and stand on that side over there, for the love of God. Alright, do not go and stand on that area right there. Don't stand over there, don't stand over there. You want to stand, you stand on this areas here, stand on that side, or you stand up there where it's safest. Okay, so with that out of the way, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye now.